What's up, everyone? Welcome back. New week, new video. Back to Cridersville this week. It's an LO206 week, which is probably the only thing I like about Cridersville. It's going to be a little different, though, because normally the LO206 cart stays at Dan's, and Dan takes care of it because Dan's the man. But Dan is going to Elora for the King's Royal this weekend, so we actually have the LO206 cart here with us, but it's in the trailer because, as you can see, and as you've probably been able to tell from all of the videos, it's pretty tight in here, so the LO206 cart's sitting in the trailer because we just don't have enough room for it. I'm going to get working on tires, like always, because it's always about tires. With Dan going to Elora, he's not going to be there to run this series, so Dan is actually the one that puts on the LO206 series at Cridersville and runs it, along with, he has like probably 2 or 3 carts and 12 motors he lends out to people. But since he's not going to be there, Kirk is actually going to put on the series, so she's going to, be in charge of sign-ups and pill draws and setting the lineups and stuff. So I'll be racing. Kirk will be actually running the series for Dan while he's gone. So going to be a busy week for both of us, a little different for her since she's not running. She'll be actually, I guess, promoting the series, and then instead of just showing up and driving, because Dan usually brings the cart from his house, I'm actually going to have to load it up and take care of it. And it's going to stay here with us until after Elora, because I'm going to be running the LO206 cart out Elora for the Midwest, and Dan's probably not going to make it to that either. So Dan's LO206 cart's going to stay with us for a few weeks, and we're going to have to figure out how to get it in here because it's going to need, cleaned up and worked on, and we're going to want to scale everything before Elora. So Kirk's not running for a while, so her cart there will maybe get put up in the loft or up against the wall or something for a little bit. But that's that. Enough rambling. Cridersville this week for the LO206 series. The LO206 cart is, you can, is in the trailer over there because it doesn't fit in the shed, and I'm going to stop yapping and get working on tires. Whoa, nope. You're cutting it way too tight. Nope. She hadn't have done that. Nope, you're like super in the yard now. You shouldn't have ever pulled forward. Way in the yard. Oh, killed it. There you go. No, towards the left, to the left, to the left. No. Still in the yard. Still in the yard. Ugh. You're an entire tire width in the yard. Going to, huh? Okay.
Too dark, in the dark, just get through the driveway.
Okay. Nope. All right. I want to start the recap off by saying I'm an idiot. The blown engine there in hot laps was 100% my fault. So I've been at this like 20 years or some shit like that. I don't know. It's been a long time, and in those 20 years, not once have I ever forgotten to put oil in an engine until last night. And that's what I did. I forgot to put oil in it, and we blew her off. So that sucks. I'm stupid. Never done it before, and hopefully I never do it again, and I can't believe I did. But I guess there's a first time for everything, so I'll go ahead and check that one off my racing bucket list, I guess. But we had a spare. We always have a spare, or at least we try to always have a spare, and it ran really well, as you saw. Won a heat race with it, and maybe would have had a shot at the feature, but I don't know, is what it is. Them outside starting spots suck. No matter what track it is, it doesn't matter if it's Cridersville or Elora or Martinville or wherever. Outside starting spots suck. You're always going to get freight trained, and sometimes it can be real hard to get down to the bottom, and I just wasn't able to. So, is what it is. We ended up second in heavy. The winner got DQ'd for weight, and honestly, it's about fucking time they did something about it, because not so much him in general specifically, but they've been letting people slide on weight all year, and I've watched it. I've watched people go across the scales light, and they just say, okay, you're good. And honestly, it was getting kind of ridiculous, and they were turning it into a bit of a cheater's paradise. So, I mean, I was about ready to tell Gramps we're taking the weight off our cart too if they're letting people get away with it. So I'm glad they finally did something about the weight issue, because it's just nuts. Like, what's the point of having the classes if you're not going to go off the weight? So it's taken probably longer than it should, but they finally did something about people running light, and kind of a bummer. I don't really want to get spots or positions or seconds or anything that way, but you got to enforce your rules, and they haven't really been doing that. So I'm glad that they did. I think that's another step in the right direction, and it's going to be a bit of a learning year for these guys running the track this year, because it's all, I think, their first times doing it. So they're going in the right direction. Track was nice again. We were a little later than last week, but we also had more karts this week than last week. So I think overall, good night for the track. Glad they finally did something about the cheating. LO206 was also, that kart was freaking awesome. Passed for the lead in that second heat and got wrecked, and that is what it is. No hard feelings. The kid that was behind me in second's never driven like that. I think it was 100% an accident, so kind of a bummer. But once again, that set me up starting on the outside, and I think I fell back to like 8th or 9th or something crazy like that. I was way back there, and even got caught up in a wreck, but I was patient, tried to pick my way through there, ended up getting second. The kid that won was a 10th faster than me, or a 10th slower than me. I think I ran an 11.8 and he ran an 11.9, so I wasn't a whole lot quicker. I would have liked to have seen a caution, because I think we could have battled it out pretty good and had a good little race going, but is what it is. Good for him getting the win. I really wish we could have battled it out, because I wasn't fast enough to be able to just pull under him and pass, so I think it could have been a good battle. But overall, they were fun races. It was fun to pass people and, run like we used to, instead of just fucking around in the back and not being able to go anywhere. I got shuffled back and was actually able to pass and work my way back up. So the engines are good. They're where they need to be. The karts we're getting them dialed back in. We got the gearing, we're dialing that back in. So who knows, maybe a couple better starting spots or a little better luck, and maybe we can win one of these again. But overall, good night, other than me being a dumbass and forgetting to put oil in the engine. So We'll see you next week at Eldora for the Midwest Race Champions.